Hey guys, gonna play a quick game on my lunch break. This is I believe the final second round elimination game in the strat-o-matic tournament. The winner of this game will go on to play the loser of the Yankees and Tigers final game of the winners bracket. I've already played that game and put it on video, but in case you haven't had a chance to see it yet, I don't want to spoil it. So we'll just leave it at that. And there you see your starting lineups for each team. And we'll go ahead and get going here. I'll just leave that up just in case people join late or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and hold the camera by hand and roll it on the score sheet like I've done previously, because I want to get it as expedited as possible. So on the mound for the Braves is Phil Niekro. Here's Ryan Sandberg to lead things off, 1-8. 1-8 is a fly ball to left field, and there's one away as Sandberg is retired. And now that brings up Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo, a 1-11. 1-11 is a pop out to second, and there's two away. 2 up, 2 down. That brings up Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa, a 3-9 for Sosa, and that's a walk. So it's a 2-out walk for Sosa. And that'll bring up Ernie Banks, shortstop. It's a 1-4 for Ernie Banks, and that's a home run. Ernie Banks has just clouded a 2-run shot off of Phil Niekro, and that walk previous to that really kept the inning going and really made him pay for it. So it's 2-0 favor of the Cubbies. And they're looking for more with Chris Bryant. And that's a 3-10 for Chris Bryant. And that's a walk. And Tabletop Earl goes right back to his philosophy of the most likely thing to happen after a home run is a walk. And there it was. And now here's Billy Williams, 1-6. He's going to ground to short. And the inning is over. But the Cubbies put up a 2 spot. And after half an inning, it is Cubs 2, Braves nothing. Coming to bat, Rafael for call, and Phil Niekro moves out of the way for Greg Maddux. So Greg Maddux, this is the same season, 1992, that Tabletop Earl was doing the Maddux replay on. And he'll be facing Rafael for call. It's a 5-11 off of Maddux's card. That's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder for the Cubbies is going to be Rick Mundy. He's a 2. And that's a 16. So as we look at the center fielder, a 2 and a 16 is an out. So good play. One away as for call is retired. Brings up Freddie Freeman. Freeman, a 4-11. 4-11 is a ground ball first base X. First baseman in this case is Rizzo, and he's a 1. And that's an 11. Could be problematic because those 11s and 10s can cause you problems. But this time he snuck through it. The 10 and the 12 would have cost him a problem, but 11 is an out. So Rizzo made the play. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Hank Aaron, Hammerin' Hank. That is a 2-11 for Hank. And that's going to be a base hit. That's a 2-out single for Hank Aaron. Brings up Dale Murphy, his 1983 season for Murphy. It is a 2-8. 2-8's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So the Braves get a hit, but have nothing else to show for it. And we go to the second, still 2-0 in favor of the Cubbies. Phil Niekro back on the mound. We'll be facing Ron Santo. Ron Santo. It's a 6-9 against Niekro. 6-9 is going to be a strikeout. So Santo down on strikes. One away. And that brings up Jody Davis, the catcher. 3-6 for Jody Davis, and that's a single. So Jody Davis with a single. Brings up Rick Monday. Rick Monday. 6-3 against Niekro. Ground ball pitcher X, and Niekro is a 2. So we could get a double play depending on what happens on this D20. And I just dropped it on the floor. My bad. Let's try rolling this again. Niekro's a 2, and that is a 2. So let's see what happens with that. 2 and a 2 is actually going to be a single. So there is no double play. They're actually going to be an infield single. And that puts runners at first and second with one out for, that was Rick Mundy, rather. So I missed something here. I think I skipped Jody Davis. That should have been Jody Davis's at bat. So now we have Rick Mundy coming up. Rick Mundy. 310 for Monday. Ground ball to third, that's a fielder's choice. Called a 5-4. Runner goes to third, puts runners at the corners for the top of the order and Ryan Sandberg. Sandberg, 4-6. 4-6 for Niekro is a line to short, and that's going to end the top of the second. So we go to the bottom of the second. And coming up for the Braves, it'll be Eddie Matthews, third baseman. He will lead things off against Greg Maddux. Eddie Matthews, 5-5. It's a strikeout. Maddux got him, so 1 away. Strikeout, 1 away. Here is Andrew Jones. 6-10 for Andrew Jones against Maddux. That's a ground ball to short. And the shortstop for the Cubbies, Banks, is a 2. And that's a 1, so that's almost guaranteed to be a base hit, which it is. So Andrew Jones with a single. Snuck it by Ernie Banks. Here's Chipper. Hey Beatles, how you doing? 5-9 against Maddux. Ground ball shortstop X, and Banks is going to get another chance. And that's a 16. He'll probably do much better this time as a 2. 16 is an out number 3, and that's a double play. So 6-4-3. Give Ernie Banks a second chance, and he did it. And the inning is over. So after 2 complete, it is the Cubs 2 and the Braves nothing. All right, top of the third. I'm doing this, trying to hold the camera because my little tripod thing was acting up on me. So having to do this one-handed is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world, but I'm going to try to be as as flawless with it if I can, but that's not going to happen very much. So I'll just do what I can. Here is Anthony Rizzo to start the third, 4-5 against Niekro. 4-5 is a fly ball to left, and that's 1 away. So 1 out, and here is Sammy Sosa. Had Ernie Banks up there, it's really Sammy Sosa. 2-8. 2-8, Sammy Sosa, 2-8 is a strikeout. Hey Jerry, how you doing? 2 down as Sosa goes down on strikes. Here's Ernie Banks, 4-9 against Niekro. Ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs here in the third. They get nothing. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still 2-0 Cubbies. And Maddux back on the bump. We'll be facing Javi Lopez. Javi Lopez, the catcher, will lead things off. It'll be Lopez, Giles, and Furcal. And we get a 3-7. 3-7's a ground ball to short. 1 away. Brings up Marcus Giles. Giles, a 1-6. And he will fly to left. That's 2 down. And we're back to the top of the order and for call. And that's a 4-8 against Maddux. 4-8 is a walk. So 2-out walk to for call, and he is a double-A stealer. So we're going to give it a go with a stolen base here. With that double-A stealer, he starts with a 17. Jody Davis is a 3-rated catcher, which knocks him down by 2. Makes it a 1-15. So 1-15 and for call. And he just did make it to 15, so for call, barely got in there, but he does, and it's a stolen base. And he's in scoring position for Freddie Freeman. It's a 4-7 against Maddux. And a 1-14 is a single, 15-20 is a line out. Even the single will not score because it's 1 star. It's a 3, it is a single, but it's a 1-star single. So for call has to stop at third. So he's on third, and for calls at first, I'm sorry, Freeman's at first, runners at the corners for Hammer and Hank. And that's a 5-7 against Maddux, and that's a strikeout. So Hammer and Hank not hammering after that. That is a strikeout to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Braves here in the third. We go to the fourth. It's still 2-0 in favor of the Cubbies. And leading things off for the Cubs will be Chris Bryant. He will be followed by Billy Williams and Ron Santo. Billy Williams and Ron Santo, the top three in the order for the Cubbies this inning. So Chris Bryant back on the bump. So that brings up, let's see, did I misrepresent Jody Davis? Let's see here. Did I call him a 3 when he was really a 2? No, according to this, Jerry, Jody Davis is a 3. So that's what I was going by, which means it's a -2 according to the rule book. All right, so let's see here. 4-8 for Niekro. And that's a pop out to third. And there's one away as Chris Bryant is retired. Here's Billy D. Williams. 1-8 for Williams. Ground ball to first, that's out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Ron Santo. So Santo, the batter. 6-8 against Niekro, and a 6-8's that was a 5-8. 6-8's a strikeout, so Santo down on strikes, and down go the Cubs here in the fourth. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. It is still 2-0 in favor of the Cubs, and that brings up Dale Murphy, Eddie Matthews, and Andrew Jones. So good part of the order for the Braves coming up. In fact, Jones and Jones, because Chipper would come up if anybody gets on base. All right, bottom of the fourth, it is going to be 5-4 off of Greg Maddux. That's a ground ball third base X, which is going to be Santo. He's a 1. 1, and that's a 6. So Santo is a third baseman. A 1 and a 6 is an out. So good play for Santo, retires Murphy. 1 away for Eddie Matthews. Matthews a 1-8. 1-8. He's going to ground to Santo as well for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Andrew Jones. 6-3 against Maddux as a ground ball to first. Rizzo handles it. Inning is over. And down go the Braves here in the fourth inning. We go to the fifth. It's still 2-0 Cubbies. And Niekro back on the bump, and he'll be facing Jody Davis, Rick Monday, and Ryan Sandberg. Those will be the 3 batters in the order for this inning. So first of all, it's Jody Davis. And we get a 6-8 for Jody against Niekro. 6-8 is a strikeout. So Jody Davis out on strikes. 1 away for Rick Monday. And that's a 1-4 for Rick Monday. And that's also going to be a strikeout. So 2 up, 2 down on 2 strikeouts. And that brings up Rhino with the bases empty and 2 outs. 5-6. 5-6 for Niekro is a ground ball to second base X. It's going to be Marcus Giles. He's a 2. And that's a 1, so that's a base hit. Anytime you get a 1 and you're not a 1-rated defender, it is a base hit. So Sandberg will reach. He is an A stealer, which means he starts at a 1-15. And Javi Lopez is a 4-rated catcher, which means he can be run on. 4 drops at only a 1, so that makes it a 1-14. So Rhino is going to take the chance and go for a steal. And he makes it, so Rhino steals second base. He's in scoring position now for first baseman Anthony Rizzo. So Rizzo trying to see if he can't drive in Sandberg. It's a 2-7, and he's going to do it. 2-7 is a 1-2 triple, 3-20 is a single, but even the single with 2 stars will score him. And that's a 4, so it is a single with 2 stars, but the stolen base brings home Sandberg, and the Cubbies lead it 3-0. And that brings up slamming Sammy Sosa. Sosa is up. 4-4 against Niekro. It's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder is Andrew Jones. He is a 1, and that's an 18. So a 1 and an 18 says it's safe on a 2-base error. How about that? 2-base error on Andrew Jones. Puts runners at second and third. Still 2 outs for Say Hey, Ernie Banks. Let's play 2. It's a 3-7 for Ernie, but he's going to strike out, and that's going to end the inning. So the error doesn't come back to hurt him, but the stolen base does. Cubs grab an extra run on the board, and after 4.5, it's the Cubs 5, Braves nothing. And Chipper, they call him Chipper. He's going to lead off in the bottom of the 5th for Atlanta, or Atlanta/Milwaukee. 3-7 for Chipper, and 3-7 is a walk. So Chipper draws a leadoff walk. And we get Javi Lopez. Lopez, a 1-7. Lopez 1-7 is a fly to left. That's 1 away. 1 away for Hank Aaron. I'm sorry, not Hank Aaron. It's going to be Marcus Giles. I got them out of order here. My bad. Marcus Giles. Good thing I'm keeping score. 4-4. 4-4 is a fly to center. And that's going to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. And we go to the top of the 6th. It's still 3-0. Niekro's going to hang in there a little bit longer as best he can. They don't really have a whole lot in the bullpen, obviously. Chris Bryant's going to lead things off at 6-5. And Chris Bryant might have gone deep. 1-10's a homer. 11-20 will be a fly out. That's a 6. So Chris Bryant has just gone deep. And now the bullpen will stir for Atlanta, as Chris Bryant just makes it 4-0 thanks to that home run. Now it'll be followed up by Billy Williams. And Billy Williams, that is a 2-7 for Billy Williams. And a 2-7 for Billy Williams. 1 is a single. 2-20 is a line out to second. And that's a line out to second for out number 1. Brings up Ron Santo, the former teammate of Billy Williams. Ron Santo. 5-5 against Niekro. 5-5 is a strikeout. So Santo down on strikes. Out number 2. Brings up Jody Davis Eyes, the catcher, from his 1983 season. 2-8 for Jody Davis, and he will strike out to end the inning. But the home run from Chris Bryant has given the Cubs a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And Greg Maddux enjoying that lead. And the Braves bullpen is working, and we probably will have a new pitcher in the 7th. But right now, for the Braves, it's the top of the order. And Rafael Furcal. It'll be Furcal, Freeman, and Hank Aaron due up for the Braves here in the bottom of the 6th. So Furcal, first one on the bump, or on the at the plate. It's a 6-9 against Maddux, and that is a fly to right. Out number 1. 1 down for Freddie Freeman. Freeman's a 6-10 for Freeman against Maddux. 6-10. Ground ball shortstop X, that is Ernie Banks. He is a 2. And that is a 17 after it stops rolling. 2 and a 17 under shortstop. 2 and a 17 is an out. So that's 2 away. And it brings up Hammerin' Hank, although he hasn't done a whole lot of hammering in this ball game. He is 1 for 2, but he did strike out as well. 2-10. 2-10. Well, hammer some here. 1-10's a double. 11-20 is going to be your garden variety single. So that's a 19, so it's a single for Hank Aaron. That brings up the Murph, Dale Murphy. Chance to get something going here. His 1983 card is what we're using. That is a 5-6 though, so we're under Maddux, and that's a strikeout. So Maddux puts the whiff on Murphy. And after 6 complete, the score is Chicago 4 and Atlanta nothing. And now we're going to go to the bullpen for Atlanta/Milwaukee. I can't just call them Atlanta because there are some Milwaukee guys here as well. So we're going to our bullpen. And let's see who they're going to go to. Actually, he is rated as a reliever. Now I won't use him because we're too late in the game. I better go to a standard reliever. So let's see here. You know what? They need to stop the bleeding right now, so they're going with Craig Kimbrell. So Craig Kimbrell is going to be in the ball game for the Braves in relief. I know he's normally a closer and whatnot. Oops, sorry about that. I know he's normally a closer and whatnot, but you're down 4-0 in an elimination game. You can't give up any more runs, so they're going to go with the best they have. Craig Kimbrell. So Kimbrell is in for Niekro, and he will be starting out facing Rick Monday, the number 9 hitter. Then we go back to the top of the order for Ryan Sandberg. So right now, it is Rick Monday against Kimbrell, and it's a 1-9 for Monday. And that's a chance for a home run there. 1-8 is a homer. 9-20 will be a double. So Kimbrell getting treated roughly here, and that's a 5. That's a home run. So Rick Monday has just greeted Craig Kimbrell with a solo shot, and we now have a 5-0 Cubs lead. And it brings up Rhino. 2-9 for Rhino. Ground ball to short. That's one away. And Kimbrell gets the out there. That'll bring up Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo is 6-7 off of Kimbrell. 6-7 is a strikeout, so out number 2. And we've got slamming Sammy Sosa. It's a 4-10. That's a fly ball center field X. That's Andrew Jones. He's a 1. And that's 20. That might be a re-roll. We'll see here. A 1 and a 20. Nope. 1 and a 20. Yep, it sure is re-roll. Roll 20-sided die again. And that's a 1. But he is a 1, so that's going to be an out. So that's going to end the inning on a fly to center. But the home run by Rick Monday now makes the score 5-0. And Greg Maddux is rolling here. Not having any issues so far. He's going to be facing now Eddie Matthews for the Braves. It'll be Eddie Matthews to lead things off against Maddux. 3-7 for Eddie Matthews. A 1-3 is a triple. 4-20 will be a single. So at least Matthews will get on base. It's a single for Eddie Matthews. That brings up Andrew Jones, followed by Chipper Jones. So we got Andrew Jones and then Chipper Jones. Andrew Jones and Chipper Jones. We get a 2-8, 2-8. Ground ball third base A from Andrew Jones. That's a double play. So 5-4-3. Greg Maddux spinning his magic again to induce the double play. Here's Chipper. Braves look like they're in trouble to me. 6-5 against Maddux. Ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning as Sandberg makes the play. And we go to the 8th. It's still 5-0 in favor of the Cubbies. Kimbrell will go one more inning, and he's going to be facing Ernie Banks. Let's play 2. Ernie Banks, a 3-5 for Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks, a 3-5. It's going to be a single. So Ernie Banks gets his second hit of the game. And that brings up Chris Bryant, the DH. Chris Bryant playing DH today with Santo at third. It's a 5-7 against Kimbrell. And that's a strikeout. So Chris Bryant down on strikes. One away for Mr. Billy Williams. Billy Williams, left fielder, and Williams is 0 for 3. He could use a hit. 1-7. He's not going to get it. He's going to pop to first and like it. That's out number 2. And now we've got Ron Santo. Ron Santo. So that 1-7 was a pop to first for out number 2. Now Santo, he's struck out his last 2 times. 3-6. This time he's got a chance at a hit. 1-9 is a single. And 10-20 is a line out to third. That is a single. So it's a single with only 1 star. So Banks can only go to second. And now that brings up Jody Davis Eyes, the catcher. So if we get Jody Davis to the plate. 6-4 for Kimbrell. Ground ball second base X. That's going to be Marcus Giles. He's a 2. And that's a 6. Probably a good play. We'll verify. 2 and a 6 is an out. That's going to do it. That's going to end the inning. So down go the Cubbies in the 8th with no damage done. Now we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Maddux is still rolling. Why take him out? I mean, he's pitching a shutout, so why bother? He's going to be facing Javi Lopez to start off the inning. That's a 5-8 against Maddux, which is a ground ball to second X. That's Rhino. Rhino's a 1, and that's a 9, so most likely a good play. A 1 and a 9 is an out, so that's a good play. Lopez out 4-3. Brings up Marcus Giles, the number 9 hitter. That's a 4-4 against Maddux. That's a fly to center, and that's out number 2. Now we're back to the top of the order, and Raphael for call. That's a 3-7 for call. Let's see what for call does with the 3-7. For call, a 3 and a 7 is a strikeout, so that's going to end the inning. And Maddux, large and in charge, has shut out the Braves through 8. So we go to the 9th, and we will get a new Braves pitcher. Kimbrel would not go 3 innings, so Braves are going to have to go to somebody else, and they're going to look to another relief pitcher, and it's going to be Cecil Upshaw. So Cecil Upshaw is in relief here in the 9th, and he'll be facing Rick Monday. So Rick Monday will be stepping to the plate to face Cecil Upshaw. We get a 6-7, so 6-7 is a strikeout. So Upshaw out on gets Monday out on strikes. Here's Sandberg, and that's a 1-8 for Rhino. So a 1-8 for Rhino. 1-8 under Rhino is a fly to left. That's 2 away. It's up to Anthony Rizzo. It's a 3-7 for Rizzo. Ground ball to third, that's going to end the inning, so nothing doing for the Cubs in the 9th. But now we go to the bottom of the 9th, and Greg Maddux going for that shutout. Maybe getting some good karma from Tabletop Earl's Maddux replay, you don't know. But he's going to go in there and try to get that shutout. And he's going to be facing Freddie Freeman. It's Freddie Freeman, Hank Aaron, and Dale Murphy, so the heart of the order. It's a 4-9 against Maddux, and that's a strikeout. So Maddux picks up a strikeout. Out number 1, here is Hank Aaron. That is a 2-6 for Hammer and Hank. So let's find him. What did I do with Hammer and Hank's card? Had it buried under something, I think. Hold on. Hold the phone, folks. Hank Aaron, where did you go? There you are. Hank Aaron, a 2-6. Well, there goes the shutout. Hank Aaron, his column 2 is loaded. That's a home run. It's a solo shot, though, so it's only a 5-1 ball game. So no sweat there for Maddux. Here's Murphy. It's a 6-8. And that's a fly to left. That's out number 2. So we're down to our final out, which is Eddie Matthews. And we get a 5-3. 5-3 is a fly ball left field X. That's Billy Williams. If he can make the play, the game is over. Williams is a 3, and that's a 4. So a 3 and a 4. 3 and a 4. Look at this. It's a 2-base error on Billy Williams. So the inning and the ball game continues on an E7 from Billy Williams. And that brings up Andrew Jones, and that's a 5-6. 5-6 is a strikeout. Maddux got around the error by striking him out, and the ball game is over. The Cubbies win it by the final score of 5-1. So there you have it, folks. Sorry about the shakiness and the little things. I was trying to do everything by hand, one-handed. It's not all that easy sometimes, but do what we can. And with that victory, the Cubs will continue in the tournament. The Braves are eliminated. So I think Beatles said something about he didn't like the Braves, so that should make you happy. And the Cubs are going to take on the loser of the Yankees and the Tigers. And like I said, that game's already been played. There's a video out on it already. It's in 2 pieces, unfortunately, because when I was recording it offline, the recording stopped, so I had to do it, in 2 parts. And then YouTube, for some strange reason, when I was trying to merge them together, it was giving me all kinds of complications. So I just decided to say screw it and put both videos online for you to watch at your convenience. So once you watch those, then then you can see who loses, and that loser will take on the Cubs in the next round. And the Cubs, by the way, in their next round, the starting pitcher will be Rick Sutcliffe from his 1984 season when he was 16-1 after being acquired by the Indians. So he will be the starter there, and I don't know who the starter is going to be for the team they're playing. I'll have to figure that out later, but just want to get that out there. So hope you guys have a great day. Dreary Thursday here, but it's always warm indoors, and it's always nice to get a game rolling. I know Earl's had a couple games today, Tabletop Earl, and probably Tenacious Earl will do one down the line as well. So as usual, this is it from here. Final score, Cubs 5, Braves 1. Braves are eliminated. And until next time, I will see everybody down the road.